Hey, welcome. It's Chad at Pete's RV TV today. Exciting news. We got the brand new Cyclone at the dealership here, and we've got a special guest. I'll show you in just a minute. The Cyclone has quickly become the #1 selling sport utility or crossover vehicle. Now it's more commonly being known as in the market. It's one of the best selling fifth wheels here in the country. At Pete's RV Center, we stock the full Cyclone line. So if you're looking for the best camper out there in the market at the best price, Pete's RV Center is your spot. Let's take a minute. We're going to catch up with Steve, and he's going to show us why this product's become so popular. As we spoke, we're real lucky today. We have Steve Jacobs. He's right from the Heartland factory, and he represents the Cyclone. As we said, Cyclone's the #1 selling sport utility vehicle in the RV world. I mean, it's really come a long ways, and it's not just #1 by a little bit.
No, it's not. And the most remarkable thing is not only is the #1 selling toy hauler out there, but it's also the #4 overall selling fifth wheel.
Yeah.
And I think you've heard both of us. One said crossover, the other said toy hauler, and that's the unique thing about this segment right now. No longer is this product just for people who haul toys around, but it's convertible living space, so it's truly a sport utility vehicle.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time today, and as always, I like to take, no one knows more than the reps about this product, and you've been a long driving force behind this, so you can tell us stuff that we're not going to see anywhere else, and probably sales guys aren't even going to be knowledgeable enough to tell us. Just give me the rundown on the Cyclone a little bit here. I mean, up front here, we've got this nice one-piece fiberglass cap. Tell me why you guys use a fiberglass cap, what it offers.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing is the aerodynamics of the fiberglass cap. When you're using something that's wrapped around, there's a lot of wind flap, and you get that fiberglass that sucks in, and you get some wind resistance. With this, the rigidness of it, you also have, here's one of the big things, the 88-degree turning radius, which is exclusive to all the Heartland product. So in those tight spaces where you're backing in or pulling out or going around corners, you can cut it 88 degrees.
So this right here, when you say we're with a standard hitch on a short box truck, we're turning 88 degrees.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. And that eliminates the need to buy a sliding hitch.
Cool. Tell us a little bit, what is the sidewall construction? Because there's different brands, there's different level of quality. I mean, we all know the Cyclone's not the cheapest one on the market, without a doubt.
No, we don't build the cheapest, we build the best.
Okay.
And one of the big things is that we use one of the highest grades gel coat glass, and then we double back the fiberglass, where the rest of the competition uses a single layer of backer behind the fiberglass. We actually double that backer up, and you can just tell by tapping on it the durability of this sidewall.
So you do that for extra strength, and we use the gel coat on the outside, or gel gloss. What does that give us? That gives us shiny finish #1, but what's the benefit of it?
It's easier to clean. It also protects the fiberglass filament from decay.
Okay.
So the rays from the sun damaging the fiberglass, when you have gel coat on it, that's going to protect this glass. It's going to last a lot longer.
Okay. I mean, we can get into little things like this is aluminum studding.
It's aluminum studding, but I got to tell you that one of the biggest differences that we do for any other manufacturer is that every radius that you see in this unit, whether it's a compartment door, a window frame, the top of the door, wherever there's a radius, we actually take the time to weld in a radius and then weld in T-supports. So there's 6 welds per corner that we put around every opening. The other manufacturers will square out the openings.
And I've seen them with the little plastic inserts a lot of times.
Plastic inserts or wood blocks in the corner.
Yep.
I mean, just in labor hours, that's 5 times the amount of time to manufacture this sidewall versus any other manufacturer.
Yeah, and we're talking width too. That's not, a lot of them are running 1.5 inch sidewalls now.
Right. Yeah, and your aluminum alone is 1.5 inches, and then with the double backer of Luan behind that, there's another 1/2 inch plus your fiberglass and wallboard. So you're looking at over 2.5 inches thick.
So that's definitely, people don't perceive that. I mean, they look at this, it looks really sharp. And this comes in 2 different colors. You can get the white, and then we have the Harley Davidson package,
yes,
which will be a tinted sidewall, real nice, beautiful coach.
Yes, a dyed glass, which gives you the look of full paint without the cost of full paint. And then one of the benefits of that is, if you in a full paint unit, if you scratch through 5 colors, that's 5 nozzle changes, and that's
Yep.
$1,000 a nozzle to change that.
You got
so
it.
This, if you get a scratch, you can buff it out. And if you get through a graphic, just place 1 graphic, but it gives you that full paint look. without the full paint price.
Okay, and you know, real quickly, I apologize for the background noise, and also this unit hasn't been washed yet. It just barely rolled in. I mean, it's hard to keep the Cyclone in stock, so just barely rolled in. A little bit, you pointed out something to me that I've never seen before, and when we were doing our training today, and it's even, I don't know, can you catch us on video, Josh? Cool. We've got this propane tank in here, and it's the little stuff that makes the difference. So
yeah, one of the little things that, you know, when you take time to do things right, you know, it tells you that there's quality there. But we actually take and where the tanks are mounted, you'll look at a lot of the competition, what they'll just take and they'll set the tank on the bottom with the line connected to it. We've actually laser cut into the chassis rail here and sleeved in a mounting plate, and it's supported by the chassis rail itself. So the suspension of the unit is going to be less jar on that tank right there, which, I mean, you don't want to throw around, you know, a gas tank around. So we actually took the time and the money to mount that correctly.
It's the little stuff that makes the Cyclone
Absolutely.
nicer. Another thing we can look at here is one of these storage compartments, and this is something, you know, some people have it, not everybody, but it has the magnetic latches. We don't have to worry about the plastic ones breaking any longer. Some cool stuff like that.
You know, little things like that. But then again, if you actually feel the weight of this door, you can tell that it's quality.
Yeah.
If you look at the mechanism here, it's all metal. All the guts are metal. And then if you look down here, we're using what I call
maybe if you stand on this side, Steve, I can get a good view of that.
A diesel style slam plate here. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about your doors not shutting. I mean, the quality is there.
Tell me a little bit too. So I see we have a gasket, and you said it's been gusseted here, and I can see a little bit of the aluminum studding in there, but we got a full gasket. This is a wide body coach. A lot of people don't know what wide body means. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Well, again, there's where a lot of manufacturers, you don't necessarily see all the things that go into building a unit, and a lot of manufacturers will cut back in cost on things that you're not going to see, and one of those is chassis. This is a wide body chassis. It's the widest of the wide bodies. You can tell by the stance of the landing gear, and then also right here in the storage compartment, this is your chassis rail. You'll see some manufacturers, this chassis rail will be in 1.5 feet further. Well, when you're talking about something that you're going to be changing the weight on considerably versus any other RV out there, you much rather have something that has a wider stance for stability. So in terms of the Cyclone, we offer the widest of all wide body chassis out there that's going to give you the optimal weight distribution, okay, and stability.
I'll kind of toot your own horn too. People can't see it from the video. The I-beams that run down this, they're not welded. They're actually smelted that way.
Yeah, they're formed rail. Formed rail. You'll see a lot of manufacturers getting cut back. They'll save you know, upwards of $1,000 by using a manufactured I-beam, which they refer to as a Paco beam, which is plate steel welded into I-beam. This is one piece. It is formed that way. It's 12 inches. And it's highly durable.
And I'm talking heated compartment in here. Is this an insulated door too as well?
This is an insulated door.
Okay, great. I can see in here, this one here, Josh, you probably can't catch from the view. We might be able to cut to it later. We got central vac hookup in there. I've got heat ducts in here. We've got spot to hook up a TV. We got a battery disconnect, a bunch of stuff. So let's just quickly mention a few things. We got a 10-gallon hot water heater. Is this 6 or 10?
Well, what they do, you know, the big thing right now is there's been a kind of change in the way they're labeling water heaters. This is 20 gallons per hour.
Wow.
Which is the most efficient of all of the water heaters, whether it's a 6, 10, or 12. It goes by gallons per hour, and this will get you more gallons per hour than any of them.
Cool.
So it's a high efficiency one.
Yep.
Okay. One of the other nice things I like to point out is as you look at the gauge of galvanized steel that we take and we use on our wrap here, the other thing is we take it all the way to the chassis rail.
Underneath, yeah.
Okay? Well, if you look at the competition, they cut it off right here. They J-wrap it around, and then it's all exposed up underneath here. We actually take the time to finish that off to give you a truly enclosed underbelly. Plus, you don't have access for the critters to get up underneath there.
That makes sense. You know, a lot of people want the enclosed underbelly, but you look right underneath that J-wrap, and you could put a mule up through there. So I mean,
absolutely,
it's really quite different. Options on the Cyclone. You see it right here in the video. This has hydraulic landing gear. That's standard.
That's standard.
We also can get a hydraulic 6-point leveling system.
Yes, depending on what you're using the unit for. You know, whether you want 6-point level up or not. We offer the hydraulic version. We feel that the hydraulic version, number one, it's a lot faster. It gives you availability to lift the unit up off the ground to actually change the tires if you have to.
Yep.
And it's just a lot more durable.
And we also use, I see we here got hydraulic slides on this. There's some brands out there that are still using, on these huge slides, they're still using something like a Schwintek slide or a cable-driven slide. And as we've seen before in the past, the rigidity of the coach, I mean, we see it on motorhomes, but they're specifically built to handle that extra cranking and turning. Where on a travel trailer fifth wheel, hydraulic slides is the upper end model.
Yeah, if you look underneath, you'll actually see full support to the edge of the slide out. And then there's actually square tubes that are sleeved in through the chassis rail that come all the way out to the edge of that slide out wall.
We'll catch it on the other side. I want to show, because I want to show people that Dexter Axle you've been telling me about. So Steve, take us through, I mean, we cut to the shop because it's real important. There's different types of axles. We're talking about that different type of quality again. The Dexter Axle is the high-end axle in the RV business, and who days asks what kind of axle is on that unit? No one does. So it's really interchangeable. It's almost like, don't look over here, I'm going to put this brand of axle on it.
That's right. I tell you, that's one of the most important things I think that people overlook on RVs is actually chassis and axle setups. If you talk to anybody within the trucking industry and they use haulers and trailers, they're all running Dexter Axle. Okay. In this industry, you have an option whether to put Dexter Axle on. We've been choosing to use this for over 3 years. Okay,
and you can see right here, we got a sticker on the side, and this is how you know if you have the Dexter Axle in your RV.
Absolutely. If it's not labeled with Dexter, then it's not Dexter.
Yep.
The big thing that you get with Dexter is versus competition is the housing of the axle is twice as thick than the competition. So with putting a lot of weight in the rear, and maybe if you get an aggressive driver that torques that rear axle hard, you have less likelihood that you're going to take and bend that axle having that housing twice as thick. The other thing is here, if you notice, you get never adjusting brake system. With the competition, if you don't have Dexter never adjust, then you're going to have to take your unit back in every year and have the brakes readjusted, reslacked, realigned. With Dexter, it does it for you. Okay.
We see it happen here at the dealership. People come in, my brake controller's not working anymore.
Right, and I got to tell you, if you don't go and have that done, then you don't have warranty on your brakes anymore. So if you're not buying Dexter, you're going to pay for it every year. Yep. So why not go ahead and have it on the unit when you buy it?
Yep. Here we'll scrape off a little more of this road hard hash that you guys brought up with the unit. Correct Track by LCI. Tell me a little bit what this is and why it's important on this camper.
We're the only manufacturer that puts it on standard. It's a welded in system. It is a laser alignment system for your unit. Mm-hmm. And you know, I can say it's important on all of them, but I would say it's more important when you're talking about a crossover, because you are changing the weight so much on the unit because of what you're going to load in the rear.
Yep. So we're aligning the axles. This system here aligns the axles. They've got documented proof that it's 80%?
80%
less tire wear?
Less tire wear.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable here. And it's on the RV already, so if we're not using it, it's kind of a wasted item. And if you don't have it, you're going to be chucking tires. Something with this where you can put a little extra weight in, those sort of items like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and if the customer, if I was to say, you know, what type of value am I showing you here? Well, aftermarket, if you want to have Correct Track put on your unit, you're looking over $1,200. If you're looking at Dexter Axle's never adjusting brake systems, you're looking at over $2,000.
Cool. So aluminum wheels here keeps the tires, the brakes, it keeps them cooler traveling down the road. It's sharp looking, it's lighter. A lot of great advantages to that too.
A lot more durability.
Well, we've seen a lot of cool things on the outside, and we could go on forever. We don't want to make this video 100 hours long. We're going to step inside, and that's really where this unit comes to life as far as the aesthetics go. And you can also walk through us the nuts and bolts of the inside of this.